But this time, he's gonna move us around. He reminds me of the Iron Giant.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Hey, big guy. Look. I'm not from around here, but
we
you
need
know that I'm expecting company. A ton of people know where I am, and I'm really important. So you should.
He's carrying us.
Oh my God! Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
That's so cool. He's gonna set me down.
I appreciate the lift. Well, that was terrifying.
Okay.
Holy smokes, Al, that thing, wow. This is a lot to take in. I guess considering the circumstances, I should be ready for anything. That creature, it was so gentle, and his eyes were so warm. I don't know. It's just not what you'd expect from a giant rock monster thing. But okay, this is my reality right now. Gotta keep moving. Let's figure out how to get this dang door open.
Oh, that's kind of... I always wonder how this bag is. We, like, ripped it open. Think fast. Well... Oh. Oh, I barely did that in time. Because I thought it flew away.
If anyone is here, please don't kill me.
Tower of Cogs. No. Oh, it's a... Yes! It's always like the last second.
Oh. This is what happens when you don't have building regulations. Hello? Hey! Hey, you! Oh. Of course.
Oh. Hello? There's a person! Oh, that's kind of creepy. There's tons of stuff here. There's tons of books.
What happened here, Al? All those people, they're like crucified corpses. It's like someone turned off a tap and all the life here just dried up. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I am not going to turn into human jerky. No way, Jose. I'm finding a grasp and getting the hell out of here as fast as I can. Okay, so These gear locks are simple enough. Do you like that game Concentration? You just gotta be quick. Oh man, this place just gives me the willies. His name is Sebastian, the creepy guy in the Starseed. His name is Sebastian. Whatever he was building, looks like he was keeping it pretty close to his chest. What the hell happened here? Why did he leave all this behind? And most importantly, what does he want with me? With us?
Okay, I don't know. Let's read more of this stuff. I began experimenting on William, my test GOG. When he proved to be the strongest of his gang, William is a small specimen, but he possesses an intense desire to survive, a trait I deeply admire. I have spent endless cycles trying to force William into a state of simple obedience, but he will not break. All forms of extreme pain conditioning seem to be ineffective on these creatures. Nothing, it seems, pierces their unfettered drive to feed. Of note is that while Wigzagogs are impossibly dumb, they appear to be fiercely loyal. Our shout from a GOG will cause its gang to flock to the cry. This has been useful. I have used the GOG flocking behavior to my advantage. While testing my first generation Reach ballistic upgrade, activate the chamber to force a call from my pet and summon his gang. From their cliffside nest, even in the face of death, William Gang refuses to leave him behind, a curious GOG weakness. Okay. Wizgogs. And we got two more over here. Sara says that she is not cruel like Mother and has gone to great lengths to appeal to the mob. It will not work. My sister refused the projectile enhancement to her gauntlet in a foolhardily attempt to appear approachable or to be loved in her need for adoration. Adoration. In her weakness, I find opportunity. I have simulated the offensive capabilities of the gauntlet in my designs for the Grasp. Once enhanced, pull back the focusing iron on the device, aim and release the built-up energy. Once fired, a powerful projectile will emanate from the device, destroying everything in its path. How foolish Sara was to leave that power behind in the underlayer. She still fails to understand the nature of the mob. Those idiots live to be controlled, and only in that state of control do they find contentment. Sara will discover the folly of her ways soon enough when the mob chooses a new power to lead them. And then it seems that one of Sara's attendants has infiltrated my group of noble creators and has been tampering with my study door lock. This tower by design is far too open to be locked down in any significant manner. I must create a more specific deterrent to keep my study safe. To this end, I have installed a layer of security over my study lock, one that only my grasp may bypass. Only one with a grasp may counter the power's fluctuations coming from the lock's hidden energy source. I admit that this added measure is not a foolproof design, but it will work for the short time we require. My device ensures devastating results to anyone foolish enough to attempt a breach. I admit I am curious to discover who this infiltrator might be. While I generally abhor violence in the tower, no one should be touching my things. I will keep my sister ignorant to my most fragile plans, no matter the cost. That's a mouthful. Lots of reading. Sorry about that. But it gives part of the story, you know? Nailed it. I kind of want to check out what this is too. There's a lock on it. Okay, that's what he was talking about. I didn't know if I was the infiltrator that could get into it.
the nearest radio shack is only a couple billion kilometers away. There must be a way to charge this. I say conveniently under my breath.
Sara has them all fooled. The mob down below, that weak undulating mass of human flesh, will follow any who sates their thirst. The queen has their mob believing in her magic and ancient mythical power passed from mother. But I suspect those fools will regret their years of blind trust when I break that illusion. Soon I will break the spell that has those dullards transfixed. I will open her engine and reveal my sister's power to be that of a wretch, a tortured Gog of another sort. Once the mob discovers the horrific reality behind Sara's illusion, they will look for a new shepherd to lead them, a new power to obey. And who will be left to fill the void? Who will understand the needs of the desperate? Who will explain to the fools that how the world really works and show them which way is up? I will. I will tear such a wound in their reality that their mob will look desperately for the truth. And I will be that truth. I will be their guiding light. I saw one more right here. The Grasp Injector can fit a single grasp to a single hand by draining one fully charged cell. My sister has become suspicious of my work and is rationing our power. In response, I will push ahead our plans to complete the solar engine. We will power the Grasp rollout and liberate ourselves. To test the injector, I have sent my creators to the temple to receive their daily rations of power. Sara is understandably worried and has begun asking the real questions she has been dancing around for years. She is wary of my growing power in the sciences. I am impressed that she recognizes that threat. I will go to the temple, fully charge myself, and test the injector on myself. I alone can secure a fully charged cell because as a royal, I still retain that dignity. At least my sister might question me, but she wouldn't dare stop me. Oh, how I would like to see her try. This injector. Emergency. Dude, this guy, I guess he was the crazy one. The one that we saw at the beginning. Power pedestal. So we need a cog, right? These little guys. They like pick up, they're creatures, but they pick up other forms of like materials and whatnot and become their shell. Kind of what like a real like hermit crab does, but not completely. Those fools in the temple have no idea what they have right in front of their eyes. The Starseed itself is a power source. The fins of the Starseed collect energy from the great lights and retain it within the sacred element. I have procured and repurposed one such fin which pours its energy into the gears of this tower. The tower cog itself is capable of storing a vast amount of energy. The Starseed fins in their idle state are able to power the locking mechanisms, but when aligned correctly, the fins grant us access to a limitless source of power. We are building an engine to convert and wield that power. Unfortunately, I have yet to perfect the science of converting power derived from the Starseed fin through the flow spark crystals. The converter crystals degrade at an alarming rate. I must understand that this issue before I burn through the last two crystals residing in the temple. I think we need a cog. But where do we see the cog at? Okay. Kind of out of... So this power cell must be it.
She has no right to tell us how to use our rations. Not essential. So we sleep without heat tonight. We must test the grasp. All of you, get to the temple to claim your rations. The grasp comes alive tonight.
How does this work? Can I charge this? Okay. I don't think we can go that way. Maybe we just need to get the power cell and then go back. I think. I don't know. Ah! So we're at the Queen's Palace now. Oh my gosh. I'll set you free, little dude. More knowledge. Below the temple is a very vast labyrinth of tombs packed with the corpses of past kings and queens. The underlayer serves as the last remnants for inspiring and inspired rulers alike, the final resting place for those who did well by the people and those who did them harm. The underlayer also contains a powerful adornment to the gauntlet with a weapon called the Barra-Blast. It takes the passing of the torch to open the underlayer, a precaution to curb usurpation. It takes the old gauntlet holder and the new to lift the orb into place and reveal the entrance to Gauntlet's one moment of trust. Until the end, Mother enticed me with the power of the weapon. Littered in with her rambling, Mother would whisper poisonous thoughts into my ear about Sebastian, and she spoke of a softness in me that would lead to my doom. I refused to let the woman control me. I left the Aeroblast in the crypt where it belongs. So I guess that's what I have to go get? And maybe that's what I need for that demo slot where I was talking about. Oh gosh. Oh, I thought I failed it at the end. Is she the queen? More reading.
Oh God. I was so hungry, I ate some of those grapefruit bullets. I found a tooth in one. I'm not kidding. A tiny baby tooth. So gnarly. The brown water coming out of that machine to the left, it's somehow worse than Surrey tap water. Okay, so that pedestal under the scary giant lady is where you charge the battery I left back in the other tower. Also, she looks like she has beaver fever. Probably from the water.
Okay. More reading. The cell pedestal allows citizens to fuel their cells when the Ember engine has the power to spare. Citizens can place their cells into the central pedestal, and as long as the engine is cooperative, their cells will receive a pittance of power. Keeping the engine... What is crawling around? Keeping the engine active is my ever-present burden as the appetites of the people remain ever ravenous. Just till dawn I toil, giving all of myself to the engine, so that the people might live in comfort. If only they knew how much it takes out of me, if only they could feel the pressure. Frequently, hapless citizens shift their floor conduits and break the alignment with the floor pedestal. They stare at me with frustration and anger as I realign the channels. Their patience wears thin. With the cutbacks I have implemented to keep them alive, perhaps I should give them what they want and let them own the consequences. Oh man. So it sounds like that is Mother, and she's doing all this stuff to help them, but it's like the normal people that don't care. They're constantly going to be wanting more and more. The ancient aquifer draws water from the very air we breathe and keeps us from the dust. The machine which gives us the divine liquid that has provided us with less and less water over the years. It releases now but a trickle. We must judiciously ration the resource if we are to avoid becoming one with the dust. The sacred reformer creates the source proteins we require to live. The food pellets at one time contained the purest of nutrients from the Starseed storehouse, but gluttony has its cost. Now the reformer casts what it can from the husk of Wisgogs and other undesirable sources of meat. To power these life-giving machines, I must give the Ember engines power above to the sacred machines through the floor channels below. Mother taught me how to rotate the floor channels with my gauntlet in order to complete the link. Remember, she said, you are only valuable to them as long as you can provide. She was right. I think there's some more over here, wasn't there? Yeah, one more. Oh. The temple in the heart of the Ember, housing the machines that kept us alive and healthy. The temple is the central nervous system for the life of this world. The Ember engine is the beating heart which provides us with a sacred power while asking for a little in return. The temple and the gauntlets have been passed through my family as onerous a birthright as any. I was destined to run Ember, just as my mother had and her father before. This responsibility I do not take lightly. I accept this burden so that it should not fall on a lesser man. Maintaining the works of the temple remains a never-ending task, as the ancient machines are prone to malfunction. I have precious little help there. There is but one attendant left to my trust. Is not actively working for my brother. The fate of this world travels with him. While I was standing here, did I get all of them? Oh, that rotates it. Is this a thing? Oh. And it's just back to where it was. Huh.
Alright, you. Let's get some magic power stuff into this super weird space battery. One day, I'm gonna go on to tell the truth, and I'm gonna blow some minds. Okay. It's in. Now what?
The machines which keep us alive are fueled by the Ember engine. The engine can only be lulled awake through song. But these days, that has been proving itself difficult. What will happen to us when it remains asleep forever?
Well, that was informative.
I'm guessing I need to go up here. So up we go. Oh, we got crystals.
The engine songs were passed down through the generations. As my mother learned through my grandfather's hands, I learned through hers. I know it's silly, but I always thought that one day I would pass the songs down to my own. Turns out, none of us get to live the lives we want.
Mother told me how the crystals contain melodies she once heard coming from the Ember engine. The link between the engine and these melodies have yet to discover, and perhaps I never will. What I know is that without these melodies we would slowly perish. The melodies live within 3 crystals. The purple melody crystal, the weakest of the three, should be played before the others. This song will cause the Ember engine to release energy, but has little stamina. The blue melody, the more powerful of the two, can sustain a longer release of energy and should be used sparingly to activate the life-giving machinery. The red melody, Mother said, should never be played. It is important that you keep the red crystal safe. If you trust anyone with it, I promise you will live to regret it. Mother swore that if the red melody was played, it would destroy us all. One wonders why she wouldn't even keep it. Okay. Is this the last one of these?
Huh. I read one of those tech book doohickeys, and it said that these holograms are moments from the past. Your gauntlet will show you what you need to see. Well, that's certainly convenient. Suspiciously convenient. Wait a tick! Gauntlet! I need to see David Hasselhoff, naked, covered in puppies. No? Ah, can't blame the girl for trying.
Yeah, so that's all of the tapes. I watched Mother insert a crystal into the harp to initiate a song. Her frail hands flowered gracefully through the beams of light and drew powerful notes from the ancient device. In a rare moment of gentleness, she guided my hands through the motion. The crystals are recordings that I have made to guide you, Mother said, playing the sad melody. Protect these crystals that I leave behind. Protect them as if they mean everything. I nervously turned from her, afraid that I would not be able to play the song as gracefully as she. Come, Mother said, forcefully turning my body the instrument. Follow my hands and put these notes to heart. Scoffing at my apprehension, she tried her best to calm my fears. I did not pass you the gauntlet because I thought you smart. I turned Sebastian away because you do what you are told. Now learn. Okay. Did I mess up? That wasn't my fault. I don't know. Oh, snap! Do I take this back? I guess I can't take it back anymore. Ah. I mean, I kind of just left the crystal there.
I must say, the hand looks good on you.
Sebastian, it has its charm. When Mother left, I thought that you would get the hex, considering you.
My what? This.
Yes.
Mother's mind was made up the minute I was born.
She was a complicated woman, but deep down,
Oh,
I
don't
think
do that! You know exactly what she was and what she did to me. You were there, and you were supposed to protect... My apologies. This is supposed to be a time of celebration. Congratulations, Sara.
Sebastian,
I'm sorry. Congratulations, my queen.
That's not needed.
Oh, but I insist.
Someone's got a little bit of salt.
A human. Can you hear us?
Yeah?
Free us. Help us. We are weak as one.
I don't want to help you. Can I leave? Or does she want to go back here? Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to the other room now. So we found out Sara is the purple lady. And we got Sebastian. And then our sister.
Well, I powered up the battery with space magic. Here's hoping it's enough to get that old grasp chomper kicking again.